Hello, welcome. Today I have another ink review sample for you, and this one is called Blackish, and it's by Inkebara, and this was a suggestion somebody left on another video, so I thought we'd give it a try. So let's go ahead and make the swatch. This is a really dark color, which I guess that makes sense considering the name. Let's do a little more down the side here. There we go. See if I can get some of this to kind of pool up down there. Okay. All right, let's write the name on here. Let's see, I believe it is Inke. There we go. All right, well, this is already changing color. That's pretty crazy. I'm going to go ahead and put this under a fan to dry. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I'm going to go ahead and try out this on some copy paper. I always like to test it on copy paper because you never know if you're going to be somewhere like school or work where you don't have access to your nice paper, and you just want to know if the ink is going to behave itself. There we go. That's how that looks so far. We'll give that some time to dry, and I will grab some HP 32. And HP 32 is another type of copy paper, but it has a smoother finish and tends to resist the ink really well. So sometimes if there are special properties in the ink, you can see it on this paper. It makes it a really good budget-friendly option. And then if there are any colors that you would like to see me review, leave a suggestion, and if I have the ink or if I can get it, then we'll do a video. There we go. That's how that looks so far. Really dark color, very pretty. All right. And this is some Tomo River paper. Usually Tomo River paper shows off the different properties in the ink very well. So I always like to do some tests with it. And if these videos are helpful to you at all, or if you enjoy watching them, don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss any. And it also helps me out quite a bit. There we go. All right, so here's how that's looking so far. I'm going to go ahead and check on the swatch and see if it's dry. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So here we are with some copy paper. And this looks very black, but there is a tiny bit of shading even on the copy paper. And it looks almost like a very dark, like a dark teal maybe, like super, super dark teal. And there's no feathering or any issues like that at all. So this would probably be fine to use on copy paper if that's all you had. So this is a really good one for fountain pens, for copy paper and cheaper papers. And then here is the HP 32. And you can see the color is a tiny bit richer here than it is on the copy paper, but only just slightly. And I put the ink down pretty heavily, but it does look like there is still a little bit of shading. It's just not as much as I was expecting to see compared to the copy paper, where it actually looks like there might be more on there, which is bizarre. It doesn't usually go that way. But this is still a very, very pretty color. It is very close to black without being black. And it, like I said, it looks kind of like a very, very dark teal, like super dark. And then on the Tomo River, you can see a little bit better where there's a little bit of like a dark, again, I want to call it a sheen, but it's not really shiny. It's just like a shading there, a very, very dark color around this very dark teal. And then the shading seems to come back on the Tomo River. You can see here where it goes lighter to dark. So this is a really nice one, I think, if you want something that's work appropriate, that's maybe black without being black and has that really pretty dark teal undertone to it and some shading. Very interesting color. And then here it is on the swatch that we made. So it definitely, you can see around here that dark color that I'm talking about. It looks like a dark teal to me. and then it gets darker and darker, and then down here is where I was saying it looks like it's trying to sheen, but it's not really shiny. But there's definitely some very dark color in there, something making the pretty shading. And around here you can see a little bit of that shading there, and then down here in the writing. So this is a really neat ink. I don't have anything like this at all. I don't even really have a lot of blacks because I don't use them very often, but this is a really nice one. So if you like this, I'm going to see if I can find a link to leave down below for you so you can get it. And thank you so much for watching. You have a great day.